Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is in your neck of the woods. I'm Tiffany, and I'm here with my good buddy, John Daub, and we are bringing you the first of what is, I hope to be, a long-running series of videos for TACCon 2023 Meet the Trainers. I'm really hoping to get a bunch of these videos together so you guys can meet all of the amazing, awesome people who are going to be at TACCon helping you get your learn on. But you get to start out with a superstar. They're all superstars, but an especially amazing superstar, John Dobb, who is going to tell you all about himself first, and then we'll jump into his classes. So, John, please
Sure,
introduce yourself to the team.
I can do that. Thank you very much for all the kind words, Tiffany.
Very honored, very
So my
true.
name is So my name's John Daub. I also go by Soy HSOI online if you see me around with stuff like that. I have been I am a lead senior assistant instructor, something like senior lead assistant instructor, whatever I always forget my title is, but with KR Training. So that's Carl Wren's outfit down here in Central Texas. I've been with Carl now for 13, 14 years, something like that, teaching down here and doing all that kind of stuff. And let's see here. And, Carl and I wrote a wonderful book together, Strategies and Standards for Defensive Handgun Training. I've also got an ebook out as well about drills, qualification, standard, and tests. It's just a free download from the caretraining.com website. But I've been working there teaching with Carl this. I don't know, little resume things. Do people want that still, Put
We
it
can
this way,
share as much as you'd like to share, or you can send folks
anything
to
you
the
want to say.
website. We want to do that
Yeah,
too.
they can go that. I mean, got the range master, certified master instructor, blah blah blah. I'm sure I'm filling in somewhere on the bingo card of things already. So everybody get your bingo cards, fill them in right now. I'll give you those free spaces and all that stuff. So, but my key thing is that I've been here, teaching with Carl for a long time. This will be my third TACCon that I'll have been asked to, and I'm honored to be able to present at. And just one of the things that I just love to do when I teach with people is I love teaching, especially people who are just starting out on their journeys. I really love being able to teach beginners and helping people get off the ground. I think it's a everyone likes, the high speed, low drag stuff. A lot of times beginners get left behind a little bit or not thought about as much. And it's such an important, well, Tiff, that beginners and having that, if as you call them, gateway, instructors and moving things in. I love doing that kind of stuff. I love helping people get started on their journey. And I'm hoping that the classes and things that I'll be teaching here at TACCon will actually work very well for that and support people in that. See, I'm helping you segue there.
I'd like that. Very nice. Perfect segue, John. You're hired. I'll bring you on for all of these. So, segue into John's first class. He's teaching two this year, but AIWB skills, one of my favorites for all the reasons you just said. It's a really great way for folks who are either new to AIWB or new to teaching AIWB. It's a great way for you to sort of get on the on-ramp to the AIWB world. But I'm kind of stealing your thunder here, but I love this class. So just real quick, I think that it's a lot of people start AIWB and they say, especially if they're coming from strong side hip, they say, well, I'll just move the holster and, hey, all will be well and I'll move on with my life. And they don't really get any formal training on the actual technique that is specific to AIWB carry. So John, after I just completely took your took
Great
your
job.
job right there,
Love it.
I'm gonna actually pass the mic back to you and have you start with telling folks who may not know, what does AIWB stand for?
I was going to even start there. Yes. So AIWB stands for Appendix Inside the Waistband. Many people are very used to the notion of strong side hip carry. You're carrying it here on your side, whether it's inside or outside the waistband, but carrying on the side. Appendix, so it means carrying it here somewhere I'm sorry, the camera only goes so far, but the front of your body, somewhere between, the front, it's forward of the hips as opposed to side or behind the hips. And it's carried there in the shoot your junk off position, right? That's what everyone worries about. But that's the thing, because what you just brought up, a lot of people do. They're not aware of what it means. Like, can I just shift everything over here and now that magically works? I mean, technically, yes, but is it really optimal? And so what I try to do, I mean, it's in this block is, this is more a block about understanding the mechanics that are specific to AIWB style carry. So there's a little bit of talk about the theory of carrying there, about equipment and importance of proper equipment selection so that you can have actual, gear that is specifically and exclusively made for AIWB, and why you want that. What are traits of equipment regarding things like, swells and wings and keel principles and all these interesting little things that are actually there to help make AIWB comfortable and also not and effective and safe for you to do so. So even though, yes, this is a class that will involve live fire and actually shooting, it's a low round count class, because really, once you got the gun out, it's, all the shooting is the same regardless of what you're doing. So a lot of the emphasis is around the skills actually of what it is to being able to get the gun out safely and efficiently, to be able to put the gun away safely, not even efficiently on that one. That's right. All safely. And that's one. And is there a right or wrong way to do this? Yes, there is. I'm going to absolutely say there are right and wrong ways, and we want to try to teach you what those right ways are. So this is a great class. Like, if you're new to appendix carry, if you're thinking about it, exploring it, you're not sure what to do, that's what this class is really helpful and really designed for, is to help you understand that. And like you even said, as an instructor, to come and be able to understand some of these concepts, to be able to then take back to your students as well. And one thing that I'll say, because I know people always wonder about equipment, and I know we'll have equipment lists out there, but I will say, just as one thing to anybody who's signed up for the class, if you haven't carried before and you're not sure about what's the right equipment, because the reality is you are going to have to bring the equipment. I'm not going to be able to have enough loaners or things like that for you. Absolutely, you are welcome. I encourage you, please contact me beforehand in the TACCon23 Facebook group. You can message me, you can email me, whatever. I'm more than happy to help you work through and figure out, is this good equipment, give you some suggestions, recommendations. More than happy to do that. And I really encourage you doing that so that you can get the most out of the block there at TACCon.
That's wonderful, folks. If you had any doubt about John's passion for this topic, then hopefully all of that is erased away by now. I love hearing him speak, even when we're just on a Zoom call like this. And I will second what he said about contacting him. John is not one of those diva trainers. He's super, super down to earth and accessible. So please take his advice when he says contact him. Don't feel hesitant to do that. He will help you out. One of my favorite things about John on a long list. All right. Another one of my favorite things about John is he brings not one, but two classes to TACCon. And so the second one is actually a panel that you're participating in with some of your colleagues. So tell us about the aftermath.
Yeah. So this is a thing that was put together by Lee Weems. And so he's kind of like, I don't know, the moderator of sorts of the panel, but it's really a panel between Lee Weems and Eric Gelhaus and myself. This was something we actually did last year at TACCon. It went over very, very well. And so many people had heard about it, talked about it, and we talked amongst ourselves and decided we want to bring it back and do it again this year. The reality of what it's about is that I myself has been involved in a self-defense incident. Eric Gelhaus has also been involved in something, and Lee Weems has some of his deputies who have been involved in things. And so what we wanted to do was to be able to come together and talk to people, because so much of what, like, if you will, our industry and what people talk about and think about and, watch YouTube videos about or whatever, is all the really fun, sexy stuff about like shooting and, draw speeds and accuracy of targets or whatever. But the reality is that, if you end up having some kind of, defensive gun use, self-defense incident, like, that's just going to last seconds. But the moment that everything stops and the smoke clears, you are now in the aftermath, and that aftermath lasts from there through the rest of your life. And so what we want to do is we want to talk about our experiences and what we gleaned from them, because we want you to be able to learn from them. We want you to understand that gravity. We want you to understand what happens and what comes from that and what you may have to face, so that you can learn from what we have gone through, and you can then be able to, take better measures and take good measures to be able to prepare yourself, whether it's from a legal perspective or a medical perspective, or even an emotional or spiritual, perspective as well in all of this. So that's what this is all about. It's not, a sexy topic, but it's a really, really crucial topic for people to understand, because if it does, like, we want you to be prepared for that. Everyone likes to prepare for the shooty part, and nobody really thinks that much about what happens after. So that's what this panel is about, to share our experiences and talk very candidly about what this is. Bring your questions, bring your open mind. We'd love to hear, see you there.
Yeah, and I said it last year, I'll say it again. I can't thank the three of you enough for being so generous and open with your experiences. That's not always easy to do, and it's not always comfortable for the folks who are sharing. And so we really, really appreciate you and Lee and Eric sharing all that with us. So very cool.
And for me, I get an opportunity to stand up with two of like the biggest nerds in the world. So I mean, I'm utterly that's to me, that's my treat. I get to be with Eric and Lee. So
pocket protector is optional, but strongly encouraged. Folks, if you would like to train with John Daub, you can catch AIWB Skills on Saturday afternoon in the D block. That's 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And he is repeating that class again on Sunday, also D block, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Don't miss it. It's a phenomenal class. And the Aftermath, a panel with John Daub, Eric Gilhouse, and Lee Weems. That is Saturday morning in B block. That starts at 10:15 in classroom 2. Don't miss it. Be there or be square. John, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I can't wait to see you and your lovely better half in Dallas. Take care, my friend.
All right, take care. Thanks so much, Tiffany, and all that. Hope to see you all there, and be strong.